Hi everyone, Jeff Johnson here. This is my AEP873 Google in Education Assignment 5 Reflection. In the exploration stage, I was thinking that we'd be maybe looking at Google Classroom, Docs, Forums, and Sites, just, maybe a little bit extra stuff that we would need to know in order to help ourselves out. But that was definitely not the case. As you can see there, we actually talked a lot about several Google items, such as Gmail, Keep, as well as the search engine itself. We also looked at the Google history and the mindset, which actually is a pretty good mindset. I kind of wish we had that in education a little bit more. Also, we definitely looked at more of the collaborative nature of Google items and kind of the sharing between all the different things. Okay, so what's going on here? Apparently there's much more to offer than I thought that was possible, And there's also much more function, especially when it comes to collaboration as well as integration, things working with each other. So what's that all about? Well, let's talk about the more to offer as far as services. One of the things we looked at in assignment A3 was Gmail. And what was really interesting is finding about the vacation response, which I had heard about, but didn't realize just how easy it was, as well as the signature. And that you can actually use videos or whatever else you want with that. But probably the most exciting thing was the filters. Oh my gosh, I'm going to be saving myself so much time not having to deal with a lot of the junk that we get sometimes. And those filters, they'll go wherever they need to go easily. Also, the other things, as far as more to offer functions, there's a lot of different things we learned. For one, that's going to help me out a lot is dealing with let's look at the version history of as far as like shared documents with the students. Especially when we talk about the next stage, because what am I going to do with that contribution, and seeing what students can do? The problem I've had is like, do I actually know the students are actually contributing? Well, now I can just look at the, like you see up here, you can actually look at and see what the students did as far as their group. Were they actually helping out the group? Now I can see it. There's proof, easy proof, and even dates it exactly when it happened. So I know that they've been contributing over a set amount of time. I can also integrate group calendars. And being able to have students work with their groups and plan things out so that I know and so that they know and everyone else knows exactly when things are going to happen so nobody's lost. I also found that actually when I was doing the Google certification training, them talking about Creative Commons, I was asking myself, well, we kind of need music sometimes because, it's, violating copyright law or sync law is the actual term when it comes to that when we were downloading music. Well, now with the Creative Commons, I found there are ways actually that can find music that they need to be able to help them. So it actually helped out a lot as far as what I can do now. Let's talk about the ISTE standards and the TPAC standards, how they're vital to leadership, learning, and student success. When we look at leadership, we can look at the ISTE Leader 2 section, A and C. Shape, advance, and accelerate a shared vision for empowered learning with technology by engaging with education stakeholders. Model for colleagues, identification, exploration, evaluation, curation, and adoption of new digital resources and tools for learning. And what that basically means is that, like, not only am I, modeling how to do something, but also helping them out. I actually did a how-to video in my other class right now for teachers on how to work Google Classroom, for some of the new teachers we have. And I've already gotten several thank yous on that because it really helped them out. And also basically looking at technology and how we can use it, how vital Google is. It's great. We already have the G Suite, and but now I know there's even more that can be done. And so I can bring that information to them, and it can help them with students and such. As far as learning goes, I look at the TCK1 TPAC. Candidates design, facilitate diverse learning activities, incorporate digital tools and resources. Google allows us to do all those things, like I've already discussed. As far as learning goes, the 2B leader, advocate for equitable access to education technology, digital content, learning opportunities to meet the diverse needs of all students. And this goes for both the learning as well as the student success, because not only does that I want them to have that access and the technology gives that to them, they can, if there's a link or a playlist or something that's going to help them, I can easily give it to them. And actually learned a lot about that as well as from the class and from the Google certification. And that actually goes for student success as well, because if you're able to meet the needs at their level, and you can do that with technology easily, they can have better success. Now, as far as the learning and goes for the TPAC standard, I look at TPAC 4 for this. Candidates incorporate theories and research to design and implement effective learning environments for all students. For one, dealing with the pedagogy and knowing how technology is engaging, but is very useful to them in many different ways, will help them for their success and their learning. And Google helps us to be able to do a lot of those things, as previously mentioned. And for student success, I narrowed it down to PCK3. Candidates design, facilitate, and adapt lessons and opportunities to meet the diverse needs of all students. Once again, Google allows us to do that. We can do timely feedback. We can give them a link to a video or to information. It can all be in one place, like a Google site, so they can easily find the information. It's all there, and it makes it so easy. And of course, continued success for myself as well. I did get Google Certified Educator, as you can see right there. That's my certificate. My PowerPoints also look a little bit better. I got some, shadowing there going on, and of course, I had throw in a funny GIF here, just at the end, just because I had to. But for the most part, I've learned a lot. It's once again another awesome course where I learned so much from the material. My fellow classmates, especially in that collaborative learning. Oh my gosh, I learned so much as far as that goes, as well as from Dr. Becking. So once again, thank you. It was another great class, great course, and a lot of great content.